There's no new raid in House of Wolves. Are you kidding? Actually, it's not that big a deal. I know, blasphemy, right? Here's the thing. Destiny really is defined by how you spend your time in endgame. And I'm going to be honest, grinding raids over and over and over again in order to get the gear to be at the level that you want to be is really tiresome, and it takes the fun out of the raids. I want raids to be something that I can play when I want to, when I'm feeling like that sort of experience. Not be forced to play them if I want to progress in the game. That would just make sense to me. And what Bungie's doing is saying, we've heard you loud and clear on the raids. We know they haven't been the experience that you're looking for, so we're exploring how to change that. In other words, the big DLC that's coming in September, presumably, the Activision confirmed a huge content update, which will be amazing. I have no doubt in my mind. I really don't. That one's probably going to have a couple raids in it, I would guess, because it's, big. That being said, what they've replaced the raid with is basically a horde mode, okay? And they also have the Trials of Osiris for the Crucible folks, all of which are going to have special loot attached to them. Here's where I'm not worried about raids anymore, much at all. They now become another game mode that I have the option to play for fun. In the blog post regarding this update for House of Wolves, and next week is when we're going to get confirmation on exactly how this works, but it's Bungie said in no uncertain terms, we're going to show you the upgrade path for your existing legendary and exotic weapons. Existing legendary and exotic weapons. Meaning that you'll be able to take the weapons you already know and love and upgrade them. Now, granted, they haven't confirmed anything. But last night, when I was playing Nightfall with some of the members of the clan, it suddenly hit me that I can take my two favorite weapons and upgrade them to be relevant again. Vision of Confluence and Corrective Measure. Corrective Measure is a heavy machine gun that has void damage and, with the right perk, sports a 100-round clip without sacrificing impact. It is a beast. Easily the best heavy machine gun in the game. And if I'm going to have the opportunity to upgrade that and be relevant, Godzilla be praised. This is why this is important. And granted, the vault space may have come too late. And there's going to be arguments you can levy if this becomes true, okay? But the game, for those of us that have played it since launch, there are weapons we've hung on to that you simply can't get anymore. Corrective Measure being one of them I've stubbornly clung to. And I'll have an opportunity to upgrade that. Someone just coming in won't have that opportunity. Or somebody who wasn't as serious about it won't have that opportunity. And that's where the special stuff comes in. If I could upgrade everything and use items based on perks and honestly the look, rather than just the fact that, well, this is all that it goes to that level, that completely changes the game. No pun intended. I'm hoping that that's the route they'll go. Let's say anything is upgradable. I hope that they go back on their word and that Vex Mythoclast is among the weapons you can upgrade. With all the tweaks they've made to the different weapon types to make them more balanced, there's no reason not to open up the floodgates and let everyone upgrade and pick what they want to use by what their preferences are. And that's the thing, is that before I was grinding in the raid to get the latest weapon so I know I'd have something that upgrades to the right level and be usable, and armor as well. Then I'd spend my time after I'd grind the raids for a couple. Basically, would go nightfalls and weeklies to get loot. Then I'd use that, go into the raids, do the raids with each character, get as much gear as I could, and then spend the rest of my week grinding to upgrade anything that I'd gotten and keep things relevant. And that's how it went. And when I finally hit pretty much everything that I really wanted, with very few exceptions, like Galahorn and Crooks of Crota, I just stopped playing. I didn't have any reason to play anymore. Now, you're telling me that I can take my entire arsenal of, like, close to 30 weapons that I really, really like, and I can upgrade all of them to be relevant in the game, and I can just pick and choose based upon, the event at hand. I can go through my armor and go, I need this, I need this, I need this, and know they're going to be relevant. If that's what Bungie's doing, that makes the game infinitely replayable anywhere. That means I can just go into a story mission for fun. And here's something else. You want to make me play story missions more often? Give me a small XP reward for beating it at, a 24 or higher, once a week. I'll play through the whole fucking game 3 times a week with all 3, once with each character to upgrade these weapons. Gladly. And it'll give me variety, and it'll be so much fun. Also, let us replay quests. The quest missions from Dark Below were a lot of fun. Some of them were replayable, not all of them. And I think a lot of those missions kind of got lost too. So it's one of these things where I think we need some kind of reward incentive to go back and play these stories. And the daily mission isn't enough. It just isn't, because those are way too repetitive. You're not showing me every mission. You're not. So there's tons of possibilities out here. With that, just the fact that you're going to let us upgrade weapons opens up the whole game. And a horde mode sounds like a great time. You can gather some casual friends and have a good time. That's all I've ever wanted out of this game. So happy. They've tweaked the strikes. Valis Tark is no longer going to be something I go, well, no, I'm not playing that. He's a third less powerful, which means it'll take a third less time to beat him. And it's not that I don't like the challenge. I love the challenge of that fight, but it just takes too damn long. So, all these updates that they're making make sense. Granted, it does take on the tone of them backtracking on a lot of things, but you know what? No one's going to be happy forever. Like, there's a lot of people say, well, you said you'd never be able to do that. Yeah, but then everyone complained about it, and they fixed it. So, I don't want to hear anything negative from anybody about this thing, them saying they went back on something. You know what? If Bungie just stuck us with things, we'd be upset. But then when they change it, you can't be upset that they changed it. Example, the in-game audio controls now. I'm so happy. So happy. Because I listen to music while I am playing the game. Whether I'm using the PS4 or my computer, because I route my audio from my receiver to my computer now so I can mix whatever. I like to listen to podcasts and stuff. I can turn the music off in the game now, which is a very small thing, but for me it is hugely helpful in actually increasing immersion. I didn't like the idea that music would swell in a certain way when something was going on, because that's not how real life works. That's not how role-playing actually works to me. If I were really a guardian in a suit, I would have on music in my ears. That's what I'd be doing. And I'd be having comms. And that's what I'd hear. I'd be happy about it. And when you turn the music off, the sound mix drastically changes. Like, it enhances everything else. So it's a lot easier to hear cues of where things are. Like, I found playing Nightfall was not easier, mind you, but it was more immersive. So all these little changes are really good. The vault being as big as it is, my entire arsenal now fits in there. And then I have placeholder weapons in each primary, secondary, and heavy slots for each of my characters. And I can just swap everything out. And I can take only what I need and put everything back. So as long as I take that's all I've ever wanted. It's all I've ever wanted. And I have that now. I'm so happy. I would be very grateful to see an even bigger vault, but I understand with the memory limitations of last gen, that isn't going to be a thing. I do think that at some point in the next year, they're going to have to drop support for those consoles to move this forward. I really hope that after holiday season this year, they say, you know what, we can't, the last gen is limiting this. Because I think the vault would be bigger otherwise. I really do. Because there's no reason not to. Why not give me one vault per character? and just have it like the vault and have multiple pages, so you're only displaying one at a time. I don't know how it would work, but the game is starting to really show me the kind of reward for the faith I've put into it. Many of us have, and being something I'm going to play long term. I remember when Destiny was about to come out, and I was talking about how I plan to play this for 10 years. I really do. And this, since launch, is the first real update that I've seen that speaks to that guy. That says, hey, we know you want to play it a certain way, let's give you that, right? And I'll keep spending the money. I don't mind. I don't mind spending, $20 to $30 every 6 months to keep expanding this game. It's not the same as Immortal Kombat, and don't worry, I'm working on something with that too. But the game is really shaping up and just kind of won me back a little bit. So between that and the fact that I'll be back to a more daylight schedule where I can play every single day of the week without it being a huge drain on me, it's a good time to be a Destiny player, I tell you what. So House of Wolves looks to be a great thing. We don't even have the surface scratched on what's going to be in there, and that begins next week. And as of this recording, it's April 15th. We've got just shy over a month before it comes out, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the other interesting things Bungie has come up with to fill our time until the Comet expansion coming this fall. So what do you guys think? Do you think not having a raid's a bad idea? Is it better that they're waiting to retool that experience? Do you agree with me that the end game content, the grinding aspect, is made infinitely more fun by being able to pick and choose how you grind? What are your thoughts? What have I missed? Let me know below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Tickle that like button. And as always, keep on grinding. Cheers.